Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Math Maniacs, Mr. McMurdo Math Maniacs Math Network. To the thousands of you that are in tutorials today, feels like thousands,
Because it looks like it.
and the millions watching at home around the world.
Yup.
We're going to do some math for tutorials. So hopefully you'll learn a little stuff. These are the last two questions that have to be done for the orange cards. So by the time you watch this, this should be real easy to get 100 on the orange cards. Problem number 4 is 7/8 plus 3/4. Mia, can I add those two fractions together like they're currently written? Why not? They have a different denominator. So,
Can I answer it?
no, I'll get it.
Can I answer it?
What I just said, I'll get it. Why would you ask to answer it? Damon's pretty cool.
Hi, Mister.
We'll have to be back to see it after these short messages.
Just be good. Just be good. He's staring.
Alright, so I'm back. That gave Mia a lot of time to figure out what my common denominator is, Mia. What would my common denominator be? 8. Okay, if you're just going to talk, then you can go. Common denominator is 8. This one's already over 8.
Yep.
What do I have to multiply 3/4 by to give me a... This is Mia's problem. What do I have to multiply 3/4? 2 over 2. What's my numerator? 6. I have 7/8 plus 6/8, because this is an addition problem. That's going to equal what? 13/8. Is that my final answer?
Nope.
No, why not?
Because they said so.
Because they said so. Mia, what kind of fraction is this? Improper. We can't leave it an improper fraction. So we have to divide 13 by 8. 13 divided by 8. And we're going to make it into a mixed number. Mia, how many times does 8 go into 13? One time. Mia, take 8 from 13 and you get... Shh. 5. So then I have one remainder 5, which my quotient is my whole number. So I have 1. My remainder is my numerator. So that's 5. My denominator stays the same. So I have 1 and 5/8. 5/8 cannot be simplified. That is already in lowest terms. Yes, ma'am. Oh, okay. So that is number 4. That is number 4. Let's look at number 8. Number 8, we have 5, 6 plus 1/3. Janelle, can I add, or can I subtract those fractions like they're currently written?
Nope.
No. First of all, I want them written vertically, not horizontally. Do they have a common denominator, Janelle?
Yep. It's 6.
It would be 6. The least common denominator would be 6. This one's already 6. What do I multiply 1/3 by so that I have a denominator of 6?
2.
I multiply by 2 halves. And my numerator here is 2. It's a subtraction problem, so I have 5, 6, subtract 2, 6, and I get
36.
3, 6. Is that my final answer?
Yes.
Are you sure?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure? So it is my final answer.
No, it's not.
So what is my final answer?
I don't know.
Well, let's check. We need to find the greatest common factor
That's 3.
for 3 and 6. So if my greatest common factor is 3, I divide both of these by 3. So my simplified fraction is
It's 1/2.
1/2.
Good job.
So the answer to number 8 is 1/2.
Yay. I'm glorious.
The answer to number 8 is 1/2.
We did it, people.
No.
Now, are there requests on the bottom paper?
Oh.
Yeah, anybody have a problem they want to see that's on the bottom paper? Yes. Number 2?
17 and... Wait, he already explained something.
17's already on the interweb.
Yeah.
What else? Jake?
19.
19's already on the interweb.
21.
21's already on the interweb. Yes.
You never explained. You never explained 18.
18 I already did. It's on the interweb.
Oh, wait, I have one.
Yes, Janelle.
7.
7 is not on the interweb. Which one do you want?
1.
Okay, we'll do 7 and 1.
Thank
Wow.
For those of you watching at home,
I just want to make sure.
those of you watching at home, this is multiplying fractions. Number 7 is 9/10 times 25 6.
Is this number 7?
I think so.
I know we said.
9/10 multiplied by 25 6. When multiplying fractions, we go straight across.
Okay.
Straight across. So, Kayla, we're going to multiply our numerator times our numerator. So 9 multiplied by 25. Think of quarters. 25 cents in 1 quarter. If you have 9 quarters, how much do you have?
9, 7.
That's what I said too. 9 quarters.
No, that's what you said.
Me too. I know that's what I said too. How many quarters in $1?
5.
4. Good. So 4 quarters, that's $1. 4 more quarters. That's another $1. So how much do we have so far? How many quarters?
$2.
$2 and how many quarters?
1.
Count the quarters.
8.
8. So if I add 1 more quarter,
That'd be $2.25.
$2.25. So 25 times 9 is 225. Kayla, 10 times 6. 60. Kayla, 225 over 60 is what type of problem?
Improper.
Improper. And Kayla, how do I change an improper fraction? How do I fix it? Good. I divide my denominator into
We talked
my
about
numerator.
this in our class.
Yes, we did. Does 60 go into 2?
No.
No. Does 60 go into 22?
No.
No. Does 60 go into 225?
Yes.
Yes, that means my quotient is going to be 1 digit. Can you count by 6s?
Yes.
Okay? So 6,
12, 18, 24.
so 240 would be too big. If I'm counting by 6s, I can count by 60 as well. 60, 120, 180, 240. Well, 240 is too big, so I need to go back to 180. I subtract 180 from 225. 5 subtract 0 is what, Kayla?
5.
And 22 subtract 18 is? 19, 21, 22. 19, 20, 21, 22.
4.
4. Can I have 45 as a remainder? Why not?
Because it's too big.
So how do I know it's too big?
2 digits.
I can't have a 2-digit remainder?
Yeah.
I can have a 2-digit remainder.
Yeah. I don't know.
You don't know? As long as my remainder is smaller than my divisor, I'm good. So I can have 3 remainder 45, which is also written 3 and 45 60ths. But Rhett, I need to do what with this fraction?
Simplify it down even more.
Simplify the fraction part. What can I divide these both by, Rhett?
10. No, 5.
5. If I divide them both by 5.
Or 10.
I'm going to have 3 and what's 45 divided by 5?
45 divided by 5. 5, 10, 15, 9, 8.
9.
9.
And 60 divided by 5?
12.
Good. 3 and 9 twelfths.
Nope.
But that's not going to be on there.
No.
No, what do I need to do next?
3, 4.
Divide by
3.
3. So I'm going to have 3 and 9 divided by 3 is 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So my answer to number 7 on the bottom paper should be 3 and 3/4.
Yeah.
Anybody that doesn't have that bottom paper done by tomorrow, even though it'll be a day late tomorrow, is insane because I'm giving you most of the answers. I'm just saying.
I've already turned it in.
And we had a request to do problem number 1 on the bottom paper. Problem number 1 was 2/3 times 1/10.
Yep.
Let me ask you, Jake. 2/3 less than, greater than, or equal to a half? Good. Greater than a half. 2/3 is greater than a half. If I have a half, and I'm comparing 2/3 to it, 2/3 is greater than a half. What's up? Hi.
Wait, is that addition or multiplication?
Well, right now this is a multiplication. Right now, I'm just showing something to everybody.
Too red.
Okay, Jake, 1/10 less than, greater than, or equal to a half. Less than. Good. 1/10 is less than a half. Just throwing in a little bit of extra for y'all.
Yay!
That part's free.
Because Miss Romero is awesome.
Multiplying fractions. Jake, what's my numerator going to be? And my denominator. And if I looked at my bottom problem, 2/30 is not going to be on there. There is no 2/30th on here. Why not? I have to simplify. What is a number that will divide evenly into both 2 and 30, Jake? 2. If I divide these both by 2, I get 1/15. So the answer to number 1 is 1/15. 1/15. Yes, sir.
Can I share a strategy with the class in the world?
Not right now. I have requests from parents on what needs to be covered, so.
Okay.
All right, so we've done problem 1. 7, 9, 10, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. So really you only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that you'd have to do on your own of the bottom problems. But what I wanted to look at today is some perimeter and area.
Yay! I know, but isn't that like the next thing we're going into? I want to eat.
If I asked you, Presley, what the perimeter of something is? If I asked you what the perimeter of something is, Presley, what would you tell me?
It's like the outside.
Good. It's the outside. It's the outside.
Don't pay attention to him.
Or add all the sides together. What about area? Justin, if I asked you what area was, what would you tell me?
How do you get all these kids in here? You bribe them?
No, they're
Good students.
they're.
Yeah,
I don't want to say it too loud, but their parents don't want them at home,
Oh,
so they send them here.
Yeah.
Okay, so area is length times width, or area is how much space is covered. So like if you're painting a wall, you need to know the area of it. If you're carpeting the floor, you need to know the area of it. If you're putting border around a bulletin board, you need to know the perimeter. If you're painting a border around there, you need to know the perimeter. If you're building a fence, that's perimeter. But we're going to do some with, so perimeter we add all the sides, area is length times width. So let's look at a square that looks like this. And we'll pretend Mr. McMurdo can draw a square. And we'll say that the length of that side of the square is 2/3 of a foot.
Well, I've never learned this. I have a
That's why I'm going over it. So this square, this side is 2/3 of a foot. But then how long would this side be?
2/3 of a foot.
2/3 of a foot.
Yeah, but the square has to be even. What's equal? Is it a squirrel? A squirrel has
learned that we've done
four
it by this.
equal sides.
Okay, so
By fractions. Then we did it by fractions.
since it's a square,
Yes.
all the sides are the same length. And to find the perimeter, you add all the sides up. We have learned how to add fractions.
8/3.
So if I wanted to find the perimeter of this, 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3. What's another way to write 2/3? Do you know?
2/3 times 4.
Good. I can multiply 2/3 times 4. Either one of those is going to give me my answer. And 2/3 times 4 is going to be 8/3. 2, 4, 6, 8. The denominator stays the same. Which is what kind of fraction?
And improper.
Improper.
But we got it. And turn it into a mixed number.
So 2 remainder 2, so it's 2 and 2/3 of a foot.
Wow.
2 and 2/3 of a foot. So if I was putting a border around this square, I'd need 2 and 2/3 of a foot of border material.
Border.
But what about the area of this same square? Area is length times width. The number and the letter are written side by side. That means you multiply. So what is the length?
Downwards. Diagonal.
Doesn't really matter. What?
Yeah.
They're all the same, right?
Yeah. Okay, so just do
2/3 times 2/3, which equals
4, 6. No, 4/3.
4/9.
4/9. So the area is 4/9 of a foot squared. 4/9 of a foot squared.
A foot square was
Like the squares on the floor in the hallway, that's 1 square foot.
cool. Okay.
Because each side is 1 foot.
Sorry, that just sounded kind of funny. In my
Yes. Or it'd be 4/9 square feet.
Okay, thank you.
So let's look at a rectangle, which we follow the same process.
rectangle. That's all I'm going
It has 3/4
3/4.
and 1/2.
in paper.
Let's say inches.
And you have to put the dot at the end. Even though we're in math tutoring, doesn't mean you got.
All right, since this is a rectangle, don't ask me to go anywhere. You do that before tutoring starts. Otherwise, you don't come. You're just wasting my time. If this side is 3/4, what is this side? 3/4. Opposite sides of a rectangle are equivalent. So how long is this side?
1/2.
1/2 of an inch. So if I wanted to add these, I want to find the perimeter, I add all the sides up. Well, right now, what's 1/2 plus 1/2?
A hole.
1 whole. So I have 1 inch plus 3/4, because I've added these two sides together, plus 3/4. So I have 1 and 6/4.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then I need to change 6/4 to a mixed number. So I have 1 and 6/4. 4 goes into 6 one time. So it's 1 and 2/4. So I already have 1. So now I have 2 and 2/4. Because I have 1 here. And this part equals 1 and 2/4.
I didn't get that.
What?
This is perimeter.
But can't you simplify
Okay, alright.
that to 2 and 1/2?
2 and 1/2. Yes. Thank you.
Yay!
I was hoping somebody would pick that up.
Yeah.
That's my answer. Yay, I'm right. I'm smart now.
Let's find the area of that same rectangle. I multiply length times width. 1/2 times 3/4 is
Wait.
3/8.
3/8 square inches. 3/8 square inches. Alright, I'm going to put one up there. I want you to solve it. You're going to find the area and the perimeter of the following shape. Let's say this is, let's see, 3/5 centimeters and 7
I'm on this side.
centimeters. So find the perimeter and find the area of this rectangle. Boom, sparkle like a peace out. Love you. God bless. Do something kind.